So we're live now, and you know what's so
Awesome.
funny
Okay.
is we're live, and you and I are obviously the real deal. We had somebody comment on Abby's page. Was it yesterday or the day before? And it wasn't. She didn't mean it to be derogatory, but she had said something like, I don't know if I'd be into like this extra time with you and Abby in this group because you all kind of seem like 50s housewives. And And I'm like, Abby and I, wait, Abby and
50s housewife. That's us.
I?
That is us. Totally.
Like, oh my gosh. It's so funny. I'm so glad we're getting this short time. And Abby and I both have commitments in less than 40 minutes. So we're just jumping on a quick live. And
Yeah.
so we've gotten so many messages. Everybody's like, please come back on. Like, we need you and Abby.
People miss us, right? They miss us together.
I mean, we try to be fun. We try to be cool and we try to make people feel
We try
like
not to be 50s housewives.
right. Our insanity makes people feel like more normal. So, that's all we're trying to do.
I was just looking like, I can't believe I went out in public looking like this today. My hair is so gross.
No, but it still looks good.
No, it's so gross.
You
Like
know, the,
I probably smell, like my head probably smells at this point. Like it's so disgusting.
well, it always, and I know people say this, but it's like a legit thing. And I don't know if it's a mindset thing. The very few times I look good when I'm out, like at Target or the grocery store, like I see no one, like no one. If I'm put
No.
together, no one. And it's like, can I run into someone so people know, like I look half decent?
I
I
look
can look half
smoking today. Why don't I see
right.
anybody?
No one. And then the times I legit am rolling out in my pajamas and I'm just fearless, like pajamas, like sick, gross, greasy hair, like face looks. It's like everyone can't go like, oh hey, yeah, yep. How's it going?
Yes.
And then you have the problem. You really can't go anywhere because people know who you are. So like, it's like there
I know.
she
I
is.
think when I first left Planned Parenthood, I was like I was like in a coffee shop or something with my mom one time. And there was like a girl, like the barista or something was there, and it might have been a Starbucks. Anyway, I can't remember. But I was like in the coffee shop and my mom was with me, and this girl was like, "Oh my gosh, are you Abby Johnson?" And I mean, I don't know. I had my hair up. I looked disgusting. And my mom, she's so cute. Like she's real Southern. And she goes, "Abby, you are going to have your makeup on every time you go out from now on." I was like, yeah, that's me, Mom. Makeup on everywhere I go. That is my mom though. Everywhere she goes, she has her makeup on, but that's not me.
And there is people like that. And I wish I was one of them, but I'm not. Like for instance, one of our people, our friend Tess, she helped design our, website, therealdealofparenting.com. She and her family of 8 came to stay with me twice this week on their way to Florida. And then on their way back from Florida, going back to Ohio, like North Carolina is the middle mark. So family of 8, here. And she's just literally, she rolls in yesterday to stay last night. And she has on like her bathrobe that she traveled in from Florida and her slip. And she's like, this is how you travel. Like, and I'm like, I love that because when I travel, I'll see random like moms and, at the gas station or the rest, and they're like all done. And I'm like looking like I just crawled out of the grave. Like people travel like that?
Probably looked beautiful though, because Tess always looks beautiful.
I know. And she did. And I told her that.
Even in her bathrobe, she probably looked.
She did.
Beautiful.
And she's going to love that when she sees this. She did. And I'm like, that's not fair. And she wanted to get a picture and I was showered and she still looked better than me in her bathrobe. I'm like, that's not fair. That's not fair. But I've got to tell you this, Abby, and this is kind of an embarrassing thing. Speaking of the travel thing, and like this really might gross people out, but I'm just going to like normalize this. Okay.
Okay.
So speaking of traveling, I'm like someone who I'm not afraid of our own dirt, like our own grossness. Okay. Here in the house, like public restrooms just skis me out. This isn't a pandemic thing. This is like a lifetime thing. Like public restrooms, I'd rather pee by the car. I'd rather pee in the woods. I just don't like them. Okay.
Yeah.
Never have. So what I started doing on the last couple of trips, like Terry called me like a hillbilly. He's like, you are the most disgusting hillbilly. Like he used the word hillbilly because, and the kids are like, Mom, are you seriously doing this right now? I like use a pillow to cover up one of the windows and like a jacket. Like, I try to cover myself, but I get a big used Dunkin' cup, a big, like, it needs to be like a big gulp size McDonald's.
I know where
cup.
you're going with this. Yeah.
Okay. And this is going to gross some people out, and it just makes me happier. I pee in the cup.
Yeah.
I pee in the cup in the car, like in the car, Abby, like in the front seat.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say to help you feel less weird. I'm gonna say that although I don't pee in a cup, I have, and this is not a one-time thing. I have gone into a public bathroom before and been like, it's so bad in here. I'm going to pee beside my car.
Right. Like you just have
because
to
I would rather pee outside in the open air, like butt out,
like nature, like
rather than put my butt on that nasty seat or even hover over it.
Yes. And see,
I don't want to be
that.
in that space. So
yeah, I hover, and then whatever, like I take my like sweatshirt, my shirt, I don't try to breathe in the air. And again, this is not a new thing. This is like a past decade thing for me. I'm such a weirdo. And so if that makes anybody feel better, like this is what Abby and I do. We're talking about hovering. We're talking about peeing outside.
You know who wouldn't do that? A 50s housewife.
A 50s housewife is not as cool as us.
No.
So that's just being real. So this is something new I've started, and I've learned the hard way, Abby, that I do need a full size, like big gulp cup.
Yeah. Well, it's not as easy for us as it's for guys. And you know what you need actually is you need like a shiwi.
What's a shiwi?
It's like a funnel. It's a funnel.
Wait, they make those? Is it like a thing for women?
Mm-hmm.
That's an awesome invention. We need to reach out to them.
I think they're into like the LGBT thing, but we need to make our own.
Let's make our own,
like a funnel.
Let's make our own woman, feminine funnel.
Feminine funnel.
Only for our feminine.
We call it the femme funnel.
The femme funnel. It's coming.
Ooh.
It's coming. I love it.
There you go. Brittany. Hey, Brittany. Our BFF, Brittany. She said Bass Pro and Cabela's has them. So there you go.
For women or just like for it?
Like they have like a femme funnel. Nobody can take that, by the way. We've already copyrighted it. Copyright femme funnel. That's
femme funnel.
Funnel.
Only for women. Only for women.
Only for women.
It's so exciting. And Brittany, I'm excited, was one of the first people, Abby, to take advantage of our group.
Yeah,
we're starting next Monday. Next Monday or this
Monday. And everybody needs to join it. So
seriously.
I don't know why not everybody has joined it. Everybody needs to join it. If you haven't joined it yet, you should, because it's like going to be the funnest thing ever.
So, and I'm going to type it too. So many people, and you and I both said this, so many people were messaging us saying, I want to register. I don't know how to register. Where do I register? And it's literally just off the realdealofparenting.com. Like it's the first thing at the top. It pops up.
Yeah.
So some people were still confused. So it's right off the realdealofparenting.com. And like, what's so cool, Abby and I have been talking about this and tossing it around. Abby has never done anything like this before. Mm-hmm. And over 4 weeks, Abby and I had planned to provide you with 82 pieces of content, like 82 different things we're going to be delivering in over 4 weeks. So I'm excited. And I think especially you, like people, it's just going to be so cool to be able to see you behind the scenes more. You know, I know it's just to be able to get you up on stage. But I think it's just going to be such a cool opportunity, and for people to get to know us better. And for, like you said, for us to get to know the people that vibe with us so much better, like the people on our team, you know? And yeah, I'm
It's going to
excited.
be so fun. Like, I'm excited. And like, for people who are like, what are y'all talking about? So like Reagan said, like, we're doing this. I just feel like, I mean, all the time, like I hear from moms, I hear from women, not, this isn't just for moms, but like I hear from women all the time and they're just like, I just feel lonely. I feel like I don't connect with anybody. I feel like, especially when, I mean, I think especially just right now, like people feel very divided from one another. They feel very isolated from one another. And, it's just, I don't know. I think just people just feel very disconnected. And so, regular, like,
Totally.
we were like, how can we connect with people? How can we connect each other? Like,
Yeah.
how can we connect one woman with another woman? And I know, like, Reagan and I met online. Some of my very best friends are people that I met online. And, now like we're friends like in person, but I mean, I even have some of my closest friends, like I've never met them in person. Like we literally only know each
Right.
other online.
Oh
And,
yeah. Yeah.
and like we know each other, we've gotten to know each other. We've gotten to know each other. Like, I mean, we've done life together online, and
Right.
so they live in another state, they live across the country, like whatever. But that's how we do things nowadays, is online with each other. And so I just think, like, we were like, how can we make this work? And so this is
Right.
what we're doing. So we're doing this 4-week sort of like program, and it's going to be super fun. We're doing a ton of like live videos together.
And might I add, just to accentuate, uncensored.
Yeah,
Uncensored. Well, hopefully
totally.
they still, well, uncensored as much as they can be, because like they probably, like Facebook and just all the social medias in general, like have trackers on Abby and I.
Yeah.
Like they have like little hawks literally watching every move we make. I got banned, Abby. I got banned for my first time from Twitter today because of
Oh.
because of hateful content, which there is no hateful content, but again, the truth hurts. And so that was my first Twitter ban, so I can add that one to my list.
I had like let's see, I had a 12-hour Twitter ban one
Mine's a
time.
10. Mine's a 10.
Okay. Yeah. I had a 12.
So
12. I can't even remember what I said, but I did have I think it was like calling a biological man a man who was
right,
trying to be a woman.
or right,
I
you were
think that's
referencing
why my 12-hour ban. I think
like a
that's what
hate,
happened.
right? It is. It's
That
the
was
fact
considered like
checkers.
hate speech.
Yeah, hate speech, like factual biological facts, scientific facts is like hate. Like you can't. It's not. It's no, no,
Right.
right.
So, yeah, it's gonna be so fun. Like, and let me tell you something. I hate to cook.
Me too. Me
I
too.
loathe it. I hate it with like the passion of 1,000 fiery suns. But, um, you know, we have to do it. Like we have to do it for our families. And so we were like, you know
And
what,
we
this is
can
gonna
get
be
Doug.
fun.
Doing Doug on there. Doug can
Yeah,
like
so it's gonna be
show you
fun.
that.
Like I mean, like I do it for my kids. Like I do it, I cook in the house or whatever. So I thought, okay, we're gonna be fun. We're gonna do some fun stuff. So we're gonna be sending you like recipes every day, like healthy recipes, because we really want to help people get like back on track with health.
Yes.
I talk about all the time how I lost 50 pounds like over the past year and a half, and I still have like 30 more I need to lose. So I'm, working at it. I run. Usually like I don't know, about 4 times a week.
And I
So we're gonna
can't
do
run. I can't
yeah.
run. Got a bad knee. But I do different things. Literally, I can't
So
run.
yeah,
I
she
can't.
like has her
Like,
Peloton. So like we're gonna do like a Monday running with Abby, and we're gonna be like sending you like fun little exercises. We're gonna be doing those. We're gonna be doing healthy recipes, and then we're gonna do like live cooking session sort of things. I like threw this at my face and now I decided I was hot, so I'm gonna fan with it. Live cooking sessions like with kids and all kinds of stuff. It's gonna be so fun. We're gonna do daily, like a daily reflection, like prayer
prayer time.
time. It's gonna be awesome. So I hope that You don't have to do
No
the running.
fun.
It's okay. You don't have to do the running. I'm going to be running.
And
It's just
right.
me. It's just me.
Right.
I'm going to be running. You don't have to
Look at
run.
you, Abby. You're turning people off with the running,
With the
okay?
running. You don't have to run. I'm going to run. And I'm
Right.
saying that I'm going to be doing a live Q&A while I'm running. So it could be like hysterical actually, because I'm going to be running and trying to talk at the same time I'm running. So this could be
Brenda, yeah. Brenda and I aren't with you on
where
the
like
run.
you watch Abby faint. Or maybe not. I don't know. I need people to be a witness though, because somebody may need to call the ambulance. So I
Put
need
Doug
somebody
on
to be
the
a
phone.
witness. So
Yeah.
I need people to sign up just for my safety, actually. So
Right. It's gonna be good.
anyway, so yeah. So people, we want you to sign up. We want you to do this with us because we think it's gonna be really fun. So
And I
anyway.
think there's just such, of course, our page, and we're getting a little bit of our traction back that they tried to steal from us because, as much as we get attacked for sharing truthful things, I really feel, Abby, where there's a bit of a shift of momentum of people like the veil's being lifted for more. People are getting their threshold has been like hit on, okay, I draw the line here. I'm drawing the line here. I feel like people were like, okay, we got to go along with this. I'm going to go along with it. And it's like thresholds have been hit.
Mm-hmm.
And so now as we're sharing truth and sticking up for what's right, and it seems like more people are coming out of the woodwork to be like, thank you for saying that. Thank you for not being afraid to say that. Abby and I have other sites, other parent sites, other mother sites reach out to us saying, we're with you, but we're afraid to say it. And it's like, you can't be afraid to say it right now. But
You
Abby
can't.
and I are going to say it. Abby and I are going to say it. And so that's just who we are. So
did everybody see, I hope everybody saw on my Facebook page, this thing that happened in Maryland. It's like Washington County public schools. It was in an art class. And do you see this, right? Do you see on my page?
I don't think that I saw this one.
Okay, I just posted it yesterday. One of my friends contacted me and said, "Oh my gosh, this happened." And I said, "Look, I gotta post this. Like, can I please post this
Right.
on my page?" And
Yeah.
she said, "Yeah, it's fine." I think that people, I think there's going to be, well, I know that there's stuff happening right now. People are going to principals. I think like some law enforcement has been called because it's really, really terrible. But
Right.
basically this art teacher's middle school art teacher told her students that they're doing a movement project.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, she said, here's some artist that you can look up. And this is the picture. Now I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to share
Screen share.
the screen so that you guys can see this. And let's see here. Nope, that's not it. Can you see my screen right now?
No, I see. Just see you.
Okay, here we go. Let's look at this.
Is it coming up?
Do you see it?
I don't.
This is like so frustrating. Okay. I don't know why the screen share never works on here. So
she had given them the children, the middle school kids, this list of
yeah, let's see. Anyway, it's on my
It's on your Facebook page.
chat Google unlock by clicking the lock button.
No, I get it.
Maybe I just need to show y'all. Anyway, it is the most it's the most disgusting thing like you have ever seen in your life. I can actually just show you on my phone. I can show you guys the picture.
I'm pulling it up.
Like it will shock you to your core that this was shown to.
Oh my gosh, Abby, I just pulled it up. That's like not okay. I'm 38. That's not okay. Are we allowed to show it?
Okay. So here is the pic. I'm going to show it to everybody. Here's the picture.
Oh my gosh.
That it was shown to, this was 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. This was to teach kids about movement in art. And there was, so the woman who sort of exposed this, she has a son in the class, and she tells the teacher, this makes me uncomfortable. And the teacher says,
me uncomfortable.
Yeah. And the teacher says, don't stare at it.
Yeah. Just don't stare.
And I'm like,
well,
this was in Maryland, Laura.
This is unbelievable.
That is so perverted. And, and then all this stuff going on in Florida, which, I mean, God bless Governor Ron DeSantis.
Yes, God bless him.
But I'm like, okay, there is a name for people who have a desire to teach children. I'm talking about children who want to teach children about sexuality, about having sex, about being gay, about being trans, starting in pre-K. There is a word for that, and it's called a sex offender.
I was going with pervert, pedophile,
all of those terms. Yeah, all of those terms fit. So the fact that, you've got, even at the Oscars, right? You've got these, these actresses standing up there, and they're saying, we're going to have a good night tonight. And, and for the state of Florida, we're going to have a gay night tonight. They don't even understand what this bill in Florida is even talking about. No, Are they seriously standing up there and saying, yeah, you know what? We're actually okay with pre-kindergartners and kindergartners and first and second graders learning about gay sex. We're okay with them learning about sex at all. We're okay with them learning about being trans. We're okay with them learning about graphic sexuality in pre-K and kindergarten. And we're okay with that. And so because of that, we're going to celebrate that tonight. Like, is that really what they're saying? Are they really so dumb that they haven't even taken 1 second to read what the language of the bill says? And I'm going to guess that they are actually that dumb.
I'm so lost and on this, and how parents are defending this, and they think it's just like this beautiful thing. And what it's, aside from being demonic and evil and grotesque, it's to put it gracefully, it's absolutely stealing the innocence of these young children. I just never, I mean, Abby, I went to, and I know this isn't like this today, I went into like 7th grade still like kind of like, oh, like not, do you know what I mean? And I'm glad I just not aware of all those things. Like this is it has to be stopped. Parents have to speak up. You have to go to the school board meetings. You have to be writing your local officials. Like you have to, this is this is terrible. And so, and the other thing that's worrying me is when we're seeing these, like, you know, Demi Lovato, when she came out as a they, them, or whatever it is, I don't know.
An
And
alien. I
we're
mean, who
seeing,
knows?
right, the
She's
alien,
freaking
you
weird.
know, and all the children that like them, the influx of messages we got from teachers saying that following week, how many students came out is a they,
Yeah.
them, literally the following week, the influence these people have. And then our younger children, like the mass confusion it's bringing, because our children who are trying to fit in, they're seeking love, they're seeking attention, they're seeking acceptance, right? And now all they're seeing everywhere is, wow, this little boy who said he wants to be a girl is getting all this attention and everyone's saying how cool it is. It's
Mm-hmm.
creating mass confusion. And then when these children are learning about this, oh, do you think you're confused? Do you think you should be a boy even though you're a girl? Like, how's a child? I can't process that as a 38-year-old woman. So how's a young innocent child supposed to handle that information? Like, oh, am I supposed to maybe think that I'm supposed to be something different than I am? Am I supposed to be thinking about X-rated pornographic material that that they're not even supposed to comprehend? This is sick and satanic and evil, and like I will not apologize for saying that out loud over and over again.
You know, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, somebody was saying, like, the first, I was just thinking about like how childhoods have changed. Like,
Right.
I think, I mean, I grew up like a pretty sheltered life, and I thank my parents for that. Um, you know, I grew up in a private school and a small town, and um, you know, I grew up in church, and I think, I mean, like somebody was saying, like, they were asking me, like, when's the first time you ever heard the F word? You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I literally think the first time I ever heard like an F bomb was, I think I was in high school. Like,
Really?
I did not grow up like hearing bad language. My parents did not cuss. Like, I've never heard my mom, like, ever, you know, like
Wow.
my
Yeah.
parents did not say that kind of language. We did not listen to films in my home that had that kind of language. Like, I mean, never, you know, like we lived in a very like sheltered sort of little, but my parents kept me like
Oh,
very innocent, you know,
right.
from that.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think I was in high school before I even heard like language like that, you know,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was from my peers, you know. And now, you know, there's kids, I mean, even, you know, little kids, you know, that talk like that use that kind of language. And even in films, that little kid actors and actresses,
Yeah.
they have these little kid actors and actresses using that kind of language. And that
And it's
always
so
makes me
cute.
so
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, why are we doing that? Why are we acting like that it's okay to put that sort of language in little kids' mouths as long as it's for entertainment? It's not entertaining.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but that's just like sort of what our culture has done to children.
Oh, oh,
Um, and it's terrible. Like, it's terrible what we're doing to kids. And
we're stripping their childhoods away. We're stripping their innocence away. Um, and it's almost without literally putting them in an imaginary bubble, or like sheltering them in and not letting them out of that. I don't even, you know, I worry. And all I do is pray, Abby. I pray every day on keeping my children safe. And it's almost like I don't even know how to do it the way I want to do it anymore, you know?
Well, but
I
that's not all we're doing. I mean, we are speaking out, and
we are.
more people have got to start speaking out. I hope that this teacher that allowed these kids to do a project on this image and other images from this particular artist who's a complete psycho. Um, I hope that she's charged with something.
Oh, I mean,
Because she should be. She should be
right,
charged.
right,
Um, I hope that we have got to start holding these teachers accountable, because the reality is that people are like, "Oh, just homeschool, homeschool." The reality is that not everybody can homeschool, and
right,
the other reality is that not everybody should homeschool.
right. It
Um,
isn't for everybody.
not
It is.
everybody can, not everybody should, but I do think this is why we desperately need school choice um, across the country. I'm paying for public schools that my children do not participate in. Um, I do think we desperately need school choice in this country, and but we have got to have some reform in the public schools, because there are kids that need the services of public schools, um, and but we have got to get these wackos out of public schools. But I think the only way to do that is to actually hold them criminally and or civilly responsible for what they're doing to these children. We've got to put laws in place that if you expose children to this kind of crap, that you're going to be civilly and criminally liable for what you are putting in front of the faces of our kids. This is pornographic. This is indecent. And this teacher should be held liable for that. And I think we need more of that in this country. And that's the only way that people are going to stop exposing our kids to this.
Well, if I mean, if that isn't bad enough, which it is, I mean, I am just taken by that photo. Um, the other day, our buddies from the Daily Wire, I don't know if it was Matt Walsh or it might have been Ben Shapiro, had shared, it's like maybe like a 16-minute compilation. Abby, I couldn't even get through half of it, of teachers from
Mhm.
around the country, again, in response to Florida. And uh, half of them understood it, and half of them didn't. At any rate, I don't care. Just I was frightened. My heart was broken. As a former teacher of 10 years, when I was in the classroom, those were my babies. I was there to protect them and make them feel safe and loved and educate them. But like you said, not everyone should be homeschooled. Not everybody can homeschool. But my heart is breaking for the hundreds of thousands of children around this country who are having to put up with this in the classrooms. I don't know how these people are left alone with children. It's and this isn't, and I don't want this isn't, Abby and I are not we're not transphobic. We're not, we get attacked saying that we're anti this and anti that. There's a line of decency in basic morals. And if a parent can say they are comfortable with some of the content and material that, and just the exposure that these little children are around every day, 40 hours a week, it's like, oh my gosh, I couldn't even get halfway through it. These teachers just proudly, and again, it's out there publicly. So these school districts are seeing this. The parents are obviously seeing this. And I'm watching little preschoolers, Abby. There's preschoolers everywhere who they're having do these gay pride parades. Like they're participating and waving flat. They don't even know what they're doing. It's I, I don't I don't know. Child abuse is happening everywhere and in so many forms. Um, it's appalling. And
I'm telling you, I mean, one of the dearest people in my life. She's like a little sister to me. Her daughter, she's a 4-year-old daughter who's like she's like my little grandbaby. And she sent me a picture first day of school. She goes to a public school, much to my chagrin. And but she will not allow me to put her in a private school. And first day of school, pre-kindergarten, she's walking into school, and there is this is in Austin ISD where we live, and there is a elementary school, a big gay pride flag on. I don't see an American flag anywhere, but there is a big gay pride flag on the wall right when you walk in the doors, and a big BLM flag on the wall. And I just was like, I mean, I sent her a text and I was like, you can't send me pictures
right,
like that. Like, I
right.
mean, it raises my blood pressure to a point where I feel like my heart is going to explode. And it was so cute of her. Like, it was so cute of her. I'm like, you got to send me a picture and crop that crap out. Like,
Right,
I can't look at that. Like, cause it makes me want to go into the school and kidnap her out. Like, I can't do it.
yeah.
And it infuriates me. And then she told me that a little boy, 4-year-old little boy in her class, is trans. And they're forcing the kids to call him a little girl. And I'm like, again, don't tell me that kind of stuff, because
Right.
they're forcing little children to live and speak a lie. And it is so incredibly unacceptable. And this is in pre-K, 4-year-olds.
So God bless that little boy who is going through this time of confusion, and now all of his classmates who
It's
are
not even
going through
him. It's
a
not even
time of
him.
confusion.
It's the parents.
Right.
The
So again,
parents are forcing this on that child.
how
No
does a
4-year-old is
right.
like, Mom, I'm trans.
Yeah,
I have 2 4-year-olds.
what
No
like
4-year-old does that.
no one. I mean, Abby, when I was little, I remember, and I know we're talking a lot about pee, okay? I remember always playing in the neighborhood with, I had Kevin and Matt, okay? These three boys, we'd always play. I'd climb trees with them. They would pee on the tree. I remember trying to pee on the tree because they peed on the tree. And like, I was a
See,
tomboy.
you needed a femme funnel at 4 years old.
Right.
See, this is, yeah.
I was a tomboy. Never once did I question my identity because one, Abby, I didn't even know it was a thing. These young children, again, it is child abuse that they even realize that it's okay if, do you know KJ, my 2-year-old son had a friend here and she had a little Maribel doll, okay, from what's Encanto. He's playing with his dinosaurs and his trucks and all his boy stuff. He picked up the Maribel doll, and
Yeah.
he was like, oh, because he liked it from the movie. It's fine. Did I like, oh, KJ?
KJ's trans.
Are we seeing something? No. No, he just liked the doll from the movie. It wasn't a big deal. So people are, and again, Abby, this comes down to also these parents, this narrative that they're buying. They're seeing this attention, they're seeing this madness and hype around it, and they're coaxing their children
Yep.
into this. It's sickening. It is child abuse. And again, when we were around, when we were growing up, that was not a thing. That was not a thing.
No.
And so for people to say, well, this has been around thousands of years, no.
No.
No, no.
No. No, and that's definitive. That's in the numbers. I mean, it is, and we could do another show on this actually. The numbers are out there. The numbers have grown so exponentially. I mean, it used to be like our parents' generation, the generation before our parents, the numbers were like point zero something percent of people. Now it's like 21% of people. You see it growing. And the reason that it's growing is, I believe, a lot of it is because parents are pushing this BS on their kids.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, they're pushing it. And no 4-year-old, no 5-year-old, no 10-year-old
No,
goes
no.
to their parents and says, "You know what? I'm a girl. I mean, like I know I'm a boy, but I'm really a girl." Nobody does that.
And
It's the parents pushing this idiocy on their it's parents pushing debauchery on their children. It's something deep-seated. It's a deep-seated psychological issue in the parents that they are now pushing onto their children. It's despicable. It's abuse. The parent there's no, I mean, I'm a counselor. I'm a licensed counselor. If somebody came into my office right now and sat down right here beside me and said, "Abby, I've been thinking about it, and today I'm going to go home, and I've got a perfectly good left arm, but I'm going to go home and I'm going to get my chainsaw out and I'm going to chop my left arm off. And what do you think about it?" And as soon as I walk out of here, my left arm's gone. My good, perfectly useful left arm gone. I would call and I would 5150 them, and they would be immediately transferred into a psych unit because that is abnormal, psychotic behavior. But if I
right.
had somebody walk into my office right now and sit down beside me, and they said, and it was a man, and he said, "Abby, I've got a perfectly good penis, but I'm chopping that sucker off because I want to be a woman." I would have to look at him and say, "Golly, that's brave." That is psychotic. That is
Right.
mental illness. And
It
anybody that
is.
says that, I should be able to call an ambulance and 5150 them. But our
Right.
society says, "Wow,
No.
what courage." And
It's
that
love.
is
Love,
psychotic.
love, love.
That means our country, that means our society is psychotic. And we're doing it for what? One out of like, I mean, I don't even know what it is. I have the numbers right here. It's something like one out of, it's right here. One out of 30,000 people in the world identify as trans women. One out of every 100,000 people identify as trans men. And we are killing we are killing our society. We are derailing our population. We are brainwashing our children. We are
Oh yeah.
making our children sick. For 1 in 30,000 people and 1 in 100,000 people, we're sick. We've made ourselves sick for this.
Absolutely. And it's um, this coercion among schools, among parents to show their love, show that they're a good, accepting person by keeping their mouth, shut, or by, just smiling and nodding and accepting it. I know you and I both live in rather conservative areas, but like our local high school asked the kids what their preferred pronouns are. And like that in itself sends me through the roof. Like, why is that a question? It's maddening to me because again, it just creates confusion. Like that's never been a thing. If you're a boy, you're a male. If you're a girl, you're a female. And I hate that we're in this time where you and I and people like us who are speaking out, we're coming up against so much persecution for being unloving, unchristian like. We've had some big names come after us publicly saying, how dare, Abby Johnson and Regan Long, they think they're these Christian women, and how dare they? They're so far from Jesus because they, no, we are not called to accept sin. We are not called to perpetuate the sin and keep it going. It's maddening. And
It's
so
fine with
we
me.
will.
They can call me whatever they want. Call me whatever you want. It's fine. I am so done like with this nonsense. Like call me transphobic. I look, I'm not scared of anybody. I'm not phobic of anybody, but you can call me whatever you want. Like as long as you know that I believe that people who are living as another biological people that are born as a biological gender, now they're living as another gender, as long as you understand that they have a mental disease, that they have a mental illness, you can call me whatever you want. Like as long as you understand that science matters, that life in the womb begins at conception, you can call me whatever you want. You can call me anti-choice, you can call me anti-abortion, you can call me whatever you want. I don't care. But as long as you understand that I will always stand by my faith, that I will always stand by science, that the science is backed by God, is backed by faith, I don't care what you call me. And I think that we all have to get to the point where we are past the point of caring what other people
Oh
call
yeah, we're
us,
past. Right,
who
right,
stands against us. You
right,
and I are done with that. And
right.
I think everybody, every conservative, every Christian has got to get past the point where they worry who is canceling you, who may cancel
Right.
you, who doesn't like you. Well, who cares? And we have all got to get to that point. And we have all just got to be able to say, cancel me if you want. I don't care.
Right.
Speak out against me if you want. I don't care. Because I'm not here to do this for you. And that's where you and I are, at the end of the
Right.
day.
I truly, I'm in this chapter of my life. I just only care about pleasing God and being obedient to Him. And I know I'm going to have to kneel before Him and account for everything I've done and said and everything I did not do and say. And um, and so whether again the persecutions and the name calling and the canceling and censoring, whatever, it is what it is. And it's a time to absolutely be bold. And one subject I want to touch on that's so important before we wrap up, because you talked about the science even being in life beginning at conception. you know just when I think California can't get worse and Governor Newsom can't get worse or more evil, you know, he just he just does. Uh, some of the things that he is proposing is I don't know. I mean, like how can a human being, a father at that, Abby, be so evil? They're saying, California is now, it's not just the Golden State, it's just the big attraction is abortion.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
and people, my heart hurts. Again, my anger recently has turned to hurt. My anger is turning just to hurt because it's people are so far gone. And when it hurts my heart, abortion early on. So don't think that I'm saying it's not as bad. Abortion is abortion, right? But the where they're taking abortion, Abby, to the levels and extent. Again, I don't care if it's at 2 weeks or at 9 months. Abortion is murder. But
Well, but
I am,
there is something more barbaric about,
yes, right,
excuse me,
right.
chosen Jesus. Um,
Is
there is
that
something,
is that what
yeah,
I
that's the
got you?
thing you got
That's
me.
what I
Yeah.
got you from the
Um,
chosen.
it's, there is something more barbaric about, about killing a baby that could live outside of the womb, that is feeling itself being killed, you know. Um,
I
I mean,
just
there is something more despicable
and
about
what's
that.
and Abby, can you speak to Cindy had just said too, because I don't know the like actual facts to it. Like, so Maryland's trying to propose something is equally barbaric with
Yeah, it'd basically be a law. So it's like there's a bunch of states right now that some have already done it. You know, New Jersey, um, New York. There's some states already that have essentially codified Roe. So no matter, they know that Roe is sort of hanging in the balance. So
right.
there have been some states already that have codified Roe into law. So that means that no matter what happens at the Supreme Court, no matter if Roe is overturned, they have legislation in place that's already been passed in their state where abortion would continue to be legal through all 9 months of pregnancy. Massachusetts right now, I mean, Maryland right now is trying to basically pass a law that would codify Roe, but would also not allow a woman to be charged with murdering a baby 28 days after a baby's born.
I just that's I don't understand it. And it's almost nauseating because this isn't like real life. This
But I
can't
mean, honestly, I worked with a guy, an abortionist, who he believed that it should be legal to kill a baby um, until baby was 2 years old, until 24 months after a child was born,
that
and if you if you think about it logically, if you're a person who supports abortion, I mean, why not? I mean, if it's okay for you if you're okay with a woman killing a baby at 9 months, so, why not? I mean, if you're okay with a woman legally killing her fully formed uh human baby that could live outside of the womb on its own, then really, what penalty do you give to a woman who, let's say, smothers her baby 3 days after it's born?
I just
I mean, there virtually is no difference
I mean,
between that baby in and out of the womb except for its location.
right, right.
So,
I
I
mean,
mean,
absolutely.
logically, it makes sense
Yeah,
because there is no difference uh
right,
in that child's humanity and
right,
dignity.
right. It's location only. You're
Mhm.
absolutely right. It's oh my gosh, it's just so much to take in that I just can't believe. I feel like we're on a wild roller coaster of evil and it's only gaining speed, you know? And that
So, and the bill,
is
I mean, the bill in Maryland's already been passed. It's sitting on the governor's desk.
how do these I don't know. I don't how how do these people sleep at night? I just and how do other people, especially namely parents and namely Christians, um just I don't know, just say, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. You and I are in a different arena, obviously, of our thoughts on this, but I just we're just surrounded. Every day we're walking past all these quote unquote decent human beings who are for this. I It really just makes me just want to go off the grid and just not interact with anybody. Literally. Really, I just I always say it. I always jokingly say it, but I actually am like really serious. Just want to go off
Yeah.
the grid.
Yeah.
Just be like Legends of the Fall, like Anthony Hopkins. This is how.
We have like bear coats. Yeah.
Right, bear coats.
We get
Or
like a bear coat.
Yellowstone. Just have my own, can we just be like Yellowstone? Can we just live on the ranch and and have all of our property like no one can step on it? That's what we need, Abby.
Yeah.
You need to get us a Yellowstone.
I need to get us a Yellowstone. I need to buy us a Yellowstone ranch.
Get us a Yellowstone ranch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Put it on the list. Well, so this is how we're real to y'all guys. We start off the conversation talking about peeing cups and femme funnels that I'm now getting, you guys are telling me about. And we end on heavy, heavy stuff like that. See, you never know what you're going to get from us when you're going to get
1950s housewives right here.
Right. We need to go put on our dress and heels and pearls and cooking in the kitchen.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and we have to do you see our message from Kaylee Dawson? We have to, and we share a lot of their posts. One of our dear bloggers, she has been living in a hospital with their son, who is just younger than our youngest sons, just slightly younger than Fulton and KJ. And he's waiting for a heart. He's waiting for a heart. And you have to follow their story. So the page, and I'm going to post it in here, Faith Family Freelance. And they share updates every day. And Kaylee and her husband, Chad, are just so courageous and so faithfully devoted to God, knowing that this is in God's hands. And so they've been living in a hospital, just waiting for their son to receive a heart. And so Kaylee was just saying how she would do anything. She would give her life for, her baby in a second. And so parents like this around the world who are living in hospitals, in and out of hospitals, and their sick children, that they fight tooth and nail to keep alive every day.
Yeah.
Can you even imagine how that makes them feel? It's just so flippant. People are getting pregnant just to have an abortion, to prove a point. It's all, again, it's almost too much to bear, to fathom. But so anyways, so I want to end this for everybody to pray for baby John. He is the sweetest, most beautiful little boy. And I'm going to share their page in our comments, Faith Family Freelance. And so we all just pray for baby John to get his heart, and for our blogger, Kaylee, for her to be able to sustain this journey they're on. I can't even imagine. And so it really is one of those things. When, Abby has 8 kids, I have 5 kids. All of us every day lose our patience, and we think, oh my gosh. I mean, every day I lose my patience, and we don't realize how good we have it. We see what's happening in other countries, and I just think, thank you, Lord. Thank you. My children are here. They're with me. They're safe. They're healthy. And so we have to thank our lucky stars. All the while being bold and loud and outspoken for what you know is right. You may not you may not be on the side of the majority, guys. You may not, you're going to have some persecution, but when you know what is right and what is wrong, you have to speak up. This is a time, Esther 4:14, like, you have to speak up. You were placed in this time for a reason. Be brave. Be like Abby and I. Be like, people are going to call you names, come after you. Give it up to God. It's just.
I do have to say one thing. I'm verifying. I'm on Be the Match.
Be the Match. What's that?
Yeah, Be the Match. It's like for bone marrow matching or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So I signed up in 2017 on Be the Match. Okay. I've never gotten a call. I always want to be a call. Like, I always want to be like a donor match to somebody, right?
Oh my goodness.
So I go online to edit my profile. It's been 5 years, right? So they're like, please go
Okay.
edit your profile, make sure everything's right. So I go on, I go to edit my profile. So everything's right, nothing's changed, in all these years or whatever. So
Right.
it has a new box though that says pronouns. Okay. So
Right. Well,
so I click on it, y'all. I had no idea there were so many pronouns.
oh, is there? So,
I'm going to read them all.
oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Fay, fair, fairs. Ears. I am ires. He, him, his. Purs. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. She, her, hers. Sigh, hears. Ters. They, them, their. Vers. Viz. Zay, zim, zeers. Z, hears. Zai, zim, ziz. And you can enter your own pronouns.
You're going to have to like copy and paste that for me.
I have no idea what these even mean.
That's just, I don't know. I don't know what those are.
I want to put in my own and say like STFU.
Yeah. And soon you'll be able to put in your doctor. I'm making such a big deal. And guys, this is just who Abby is. If anyone ever wants to come after her to say that she's about herself, not that I even know if people do, Abby is the most humble person I know. Okay. And I'm going to make a big deal now. And then when it happens. So Abby is about to get her doctorate, like graduate. Okay. Like basically a month out. So she's going to be Dr. Abby Johnson. And I'm like, okay, so who's all going? And like, we need to have people film. And Abby's like, it's not a big deal. I'm just going. Me and my friend. Amen. We're going. And I'm like,
well, we're both graduating. So we're both walking that day. Yeah.
And Abby's just so low key. Like she's getting her doctorate. She's like, yeah, we're flying in and flying out. And it's like, it just blows my mind. Like
it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
But it is. It's a huge deal. You're getting your doctorate. Like you're going to be Dr. Abby J. Okay.
I'm never going to use that.
Oh, well, I think we should reconsider Dr. Abby J.
I'm never going to put doctor on anything.
No, yes, you are. I'm going to change your stuff for you. I'll have Doug do it. I'm doing it. You need to be proud of it. I'll change your stuff myself. No, Dr. Abby Johnson.
On anything.
Yes. But that is like that's like a whole new, like, I don't even know. We need to like ask somebody. We need to ask the fact checkers what that is. Maybe we can post
I don't even know what that. I've never even heard of these. I do like purrs.
Purpers. Is that for the people is that for the people that identify as cats?
I guess.
The purpers.
Oh, Cindy, that's exciting. I actually think that's what I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to join midwifery school.
Yeah. I don't think I could do the schooling. Abby and I talked about this. Like we both, even long before we knew each other, I had always wanted to be a midwife. My midwife can testify to this. I just don't know if I could do it. But so I told Abby. Abby has the brains and like the patience. Abby could go back to school. I don't think I could do it. But I think I'd be like a really good doula. I can be very relaxing and have a good voice and like back rubbing.
Regan, you are not relaxing. Everybody saw the ice challenge. Okay.
I can be
relaxing. Everybody saw the ice challenge. No.
But see, if I'm not the one contracting or in pain.
When I'm on the plane, like if we're Marco Poloing on the plane and I'm like, yeah, we're about to take off. She's like, oh my God. You're taking off right now. Oh my God. You're like, what's happening right now? Are you about to take off? Oh my God. I have so much anxiety right now. Just from me being on the plane. She's not even on the plane.
No, it's weird. Abby will send me a video and I can hear like the clinking of the things. And I hear like the plane engine. It freaks me out. I start sweating.
You're so relaxing.
No, but I am. I would be during childbirth. I would be.
No, you had to lay on the ground to get your finger pricked.
Did, but it was the blood thing. I think it was the blood thing. How did I push out 5 babies? A couple of them unmedicated. I don't even know.
No, you would be exactly, Brittany. Regan would be like, push, 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 push. Like she would not be like, take a deep breath. That's
I
not
know.
you.
Yeah, you're
You'd
right.
be like,
I would
do it.
I'd be more like a good coach, like a good like pump up coach that they'd want to slug during labor and tell me to get out and never come back. Oh my God. We want a refund.
No, that's what I want to do though. It'd take me 3 years to get through midwifery school. And that's my next schooling adventure, I think.
That's so exciting.
Because I'm like perpetually in school. I can't stop.
I don't know how you do it. I don't.
But I really want to be a midwife. I wanted to be a midwife like forever. So I think I could do it. And one of my really good friends is a midwife, and she said she'll be my preceptor. So I think that's what I'm going to do.
Abby just has 8 kids, a husband, travels the world, writes books, comes up with all this stuff, getting her doctorate, and she's going to go to midwifery school soon. So
But I'm almost done with the doctorate. I'm going to be done with the doctorate in 2 weeks. So then what am I going to do?
I mean, there's just you're right. You're too lazy. You don't have enough on your plate.
I want the Daily Wire to hire me, but they're not hiring me, so I gotta find something else to do.
We need to get Matt and Ben on their game on that.
I know.
I mean, if anyone would make a good addition to the Daily Wire team, could you picture, like literally, guys, put Abby and Candace in a room with someone on the opposite side? Like, people would pay to see that. Okay, put Abby Johnson and Candace Owens together, and they could just run the country. Seriously.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be a midwife.
There it is.
Daily Wire hires me. Then I'm gonna be a midwife.
April 1st, 2022. Putting it out in the universe.
Gonna do it. I know. I would be great on Daily Wire. Why aren't they hiring me? I haven't asked, but they should totally hire me.
I could just be I'd be happy to be like your opener. Like if I could like have your like your comedian or like your concerts, you have an opener.
Come move here and we can have a midwifery doula practice. We could be a team.
We'd be so good.
I know. Just come move here.
Seriously. We'd be good. Okay. Abby and Regan. All right, guys. This was fun. This was a fun talk.
It's supposed to be short, and you're already late for Stations of the Cross.
So I missed Stations of the Cross at 5, so I'm going to go at 7.
Okay.
I'm going to go.
Okay, that's good.
So I'll still get it in.
Okay.
All right, guys. So head to therealdealofparenting.com.
Go sign up. Go do. Isn't this fun? You could do this with us every day. It'd be
for a month.
Fun. For a month.
Until you're sick of us.
You'll be like, I never want to see those.
Right. I'll pay you to not.
I'll pay you to get out of my feed.
Right. No, we're good. We're fun.
I gotta do a video on these pronouns. This is crazy.
No, really. I need to do like a meme for our page on that. Like I need to get.
I'll send you a picture of it.
Send me a picture so I can get on that. I love it.
It's crazy. Anyway. Okay, everybody. Y'all have an awesome day. Go sign up for our uncensored thing for a month. Go do it now.
Happy Friday. Happy April Fool's.